The impact of gaslighting on relationships. Let's talk about something that can quietly destroy relationships without either person fully realizing it: gaslighting. It's that subtle form of emotional manipulation where one person makes another question their own reality. And when it happens over time, it doesn't just cause confusion, it erodes trust, damages self-worth, and creates emotional distance between people. Now, most people don't gaslight because they are trying to be cruel. Sometimes it happens as a way to avoid conflict, protect one's ego, or stay in control of a situation. But regardless of the intention, the impact is the same. It leaves the other person feeling unheard, invalidated, and disconnected. So let's break down exactly how gaslighting affects relationships and why recognizing these patterns in yourself is the key to building healthier, more honest connections. Erosion of trust. Trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. Whether it's a romantic partner, a friend, or a colleague, trust allows people to be open, rely on each other, and feel emotionally safe. But gaslighting slowly eats away at that trust. If you constantly deny something that happened or insist that the other person is remembering it wrong, they start to doubt themselves. They second-guess their own experiences, and over time, they might even lose trust in their own thoughts and feelings, let alone in you. Imagine a scenario where someone brings up a past conversation, and your response is, "That never happened," or "you're imagining things." In that moment, you may feel like you're defending yourself, but what you're actually doing is creating doubt in their mind. They start to wonder, "Did I get this wrong? Am I being irrational?" And just like that, a crack forms in the foundation of trust. When this happens repeatedly, that trust becomes nearly impossible to rebuild. Feelings of invalidity and confusion. One of the most painful effects of gaslighting is how it makes the other person feel like their emotions and experiences don't matter. Nobody likes to feel like they are being dismissed, especially by someone they care about. But that's exactly what happens when someone is repeatedly told they are too sensitive or that they are making a big deal out of nothing. If a friend, partner, or family member shares their feelings, and your immediate response is to downplay them or tell them they're overreacting, you might think you're helping them see reason. But what you're actually doing is making them question whether they have the right to feel the way they do. Over time, this creates emotional confusion. They start asking themselves, "Am I being unreasonable? Or maybe I really am too sensitive." That constant self-doubt can lead to anxiety, low self-esteem, and emotional exhaustion, none of which are healthy for a relationship. Loss of mutual respect. Respect in a relationship means valuing each other's perspectives, emotions, and boundaries. But when gaslighting happens, that balance is thrown off. Instead of seeing each other as equals, the gaslighter ends up in a position of control, whether they realize it or not. It might start with small things, correcting someone's memory, dismissing their emotions, or making them feel like they are always wrong. But as it continues, the gaslighter may begin to feel justified in their behavior, while the other person feels smaller and smaller. And here's the kicker, that loss of respect doesn't just go one way. Over time, the person being gaslit may start to lose respect for the gaslighter too, not because of a single disagreement, but because of the repeated emotional manipulation. And when respect is gone, it's incredibly difficult to rebuild the relationship. Resentment and emotional distance. When someone feels unheard, dismissed, or manipulated for too long, resentment starts to build. And resentment is like poison in a relationship. Think about it. If someone constantly undermines your reality or makes you feel crazy for expressing your feelings, eventually you stop wanting to engage. You pull away. You avoid certain conversations because you already know how they'll end. You don't feel safe opening up anymore. And even if the gaslighter doesn't realize it, this emotional distance creates a growing disconnect. The relationship starts to feel hollow, like you going through the motions rather than actually connecting. And the longer this pattern continues, the harder it is to fix. Breaking the cycle. If any of this sounds familiar, don't panic. The fact that you're recognizing these patterns in yourself means you're already taking the first step toward change. The most important thing to understand is that gaslighting doesn't happen in isolation. It's often a reaction to deeper insecurities, fears, or the need to control a situation. But there are better ways to handle those feelings without making someone else question their reality. 1. Start by taking responsibility. If you've been gaslighting, even unintentionally, acknowledge it. Apologizing sincerely and owning up to past behavior is the first step toward rebuilding trust. 2. Listen with an open mind. Instead of immediately dismissing or correcting someone's feelings, try to really hear them. Their experience is valid, even if it's different from yours. 3. Let go of the need to be right. In relationships, it's not about winning an argument, it's about understanding each other. Being open to different perspectives creates space for real connection. 4. Focus on honest, respectful communication. If you're feeling defensive, pause. Ask yourself, am I responding this way because I'm uncomfortable, or because I genuinely believe this? Self-awareness is key. The bottom line: gaslighting doesn't just damage the person being gaslit, it damages the relationship as a whole. It chips away at trust, creates emotional confusion, and builds resentment that can be incredibly hard to undo. But recognizing these behaviors in yourself is a powerful first step. Change isn't about perfection, it's about awareness, responsibility, and a willingness to do better. The more you work toward honest, open communication, the stronger and more authentic your relationships will become. At the end of the day, the goal isn't control, it's connection. And the best way to build that connection is through trust, respect, and a commitment to truly hearing and valuing the people around you.